For the past 20 years, the original Harry Potter films have defined the visual language of the wizarding world. The casting, the aesthetic, and the musical cues are deeply ingrained in our collective memory. But the process of condensing massive novels into 2-hour windows required significant cuts. Complex lore was removed, character arcs were flattened, and the organic grit of the books was slowly polished into a stylized aesthetic, better suited for mass-market merchandising than for a lived-in world. When Warner Brothers announced a decade-long television reboot, the response was immediate skepticism. Fans questioned why a franchise with such a firm, beloved grip on pop culture needed to be remade at all. The newly released teaser trailer addresses that skepticism through microscopic, blink-and-you-miss-it background details. These hidden frames indicate a shift in priority. They signal a departure from previous cinematic shortcuts and establish a different relationship with the source material. The first indication of this shift is found on the front of the Hogwarts Express. In the original films, the iconic red engine bore the number 5972. The new trailer updates this numerical plate to 5977. Both numbers belong to real locomotives from the same class of British steam engines. Engine 5972, the one used in the movies, is a preserved operational locomotive that still exists in our world today. Engine 5977 met a different fate. Unlike its preserved sibling, this specific locomotive was historically scrapped and erased from modern Muggle railway records decades ago. This obscure historical detail aligns with the books, which describe the Ministry of Magic acquiring a Muggle train and using memory charms to make the public forget it ever existed. Selecting a train number that was actually erased from the real world suggests a level of historical research that hasn't been seen in previous adaptations. We see this same focus in the Dursley household. To keep the story moving, the original films simplified the moment Harry receives his first Hogwarts letter, ignoring the rest of the morning mail. The new trailer frames the doormat with specific precision. There are 3 items present: a postcard, a brown envelope, and Harry's letter. This layout recreates the text from the first chapter almost exactly. The book specifies a postcard from Aunt Marge, a bill in a brown envelope, and the Hogwarts letter. The production is building sets to match the author's exact descriptions. This continues on the Hogwarts Express with a micro detail on Ron Weasley, a small smudge of dirt on the end of his nose. Including this smudge is a narrative choice. In the novels, this dirt is the specific catalyst for Hermione's introduction, providing the first opportunity for her to showcase her blunt, unfiltered personality. The production is prioritizing textual accuracy over cinematic polish, ensuring the characters and environments match the original writing. Background props are also being used to reflect Harry's internal state. Inside his cupboard under the stairs, a child's drawing of a flying motorbike is pinned to the wall. This drawing externalizes a detail the movies largely ignored: Harry's fragmented, subconscious memories of Hagrid delivering him to Privet Drive as a baby. It shows that his past is already surfacing, even if he doesn't understand it yet. We also see a new design for Harry's wand. It has a thick, organic look with vine-like details, moving away from the highly polished, uniform styles of the later films and back toward the natural descriptions in the books. However, the trailer does introduce a potential contradiction. In the classroom scenes, students appear to be using pens or pencils instead of the traditional feather quills described throughout the series. While the inclusion of modern writing tools is a deviation, the overall production design is using the source material to overhaul the stylized aesthetics of the earlier movies. This focus on lore extends to the Quidditch pitch, where Harry is seen wearing the number 7. This number anchors the series. There are 7 Horcruxes, 7 years at Hogwarts, and 7 Quidditch players. It is the most significant recurring motif. When you connect the scrapped Muggle train, the specific mail layout, the psychological drawings, and the organic wand designs, a pattern emerges. These choices indicate that the era of cinematic shortcuts and simplified lore is over. Instead, the new production is clearly prioritizing the author's exact original descriptions over the visual legacy of the existing movies. If these details are an indication of what's to come, the show is aiming for a direct translation of the novels, reminding us that it does not do to dwell on dreams and forget to live.